Okay, so talk a little bit about the differences between rural and urban living.
Oh, there weren't a whole bunch of differences. The thing that I noticed mostly, and I tried to do the best that I could in school, and I was lucky. I got very good grades and everything. But the kids would tease us. Well, I mean, we had to get on a school bus and they'd be talking about niggers or about colored kids or something like that.
This is
And,
in the urban areas?
no, this is in the country areas where we had to catch the school bus. They didn't have school buses in the towns back then. But usually we lived in Chicago, and that was a Duke's mixture of all colors and everything. We got along very well. And the biggest thing I can remember my father was when they had snows that were up to here on the kids' chins, he was out there shoveling snow so everybody could get to school okay. And it was friendly, and like most of the kids or the people that we associated with, they had come from Ohio, therefore there was that uh, camaraderie, you can say. And then when we were out in the country, that it was after my father. Well, my father was sick about a year, and we lived in the country. Then after he died, then my mother had to scuffle, and we had to help and do things the best that we could just to exist. So luckily, all of us graduated from high school, and let's see, my brother went, I went to college, got through college. Ethel May went to nursing school, and then we had two sisters. They got married, they about 18 or something like that. They had good lives, and one sister worked after she got married. She's still working if she wants to. And then my other sister was the first in the family to die, so she didn't last too long.
Now, you said when you were talking about the kids on the school bus, where was that at that they would make fun of you?
At Waterford, sometimes you'd hear this little word. We were the only black kids that rode the bus in Waterford, and we had good grades, all of us did. But there would be little chirps or something, let the niggas get on or something, they'd be hee hee hee, one of those type things. And then up at Longtown, I don't think it went around too much because most of the black kids, you might say it around them, but they were as white as the kids that were making the jokes. So you just had to find out who you were talking to or talking about.
And then you mentioned how did your life change after your father died? And did your mother ever remarry?
No, she did not remarry. She had no intention of remarrying. And she got private family job where she'd wash windows, clean houses, and so forth. And in the summertime, we would always get little jobs picking stuff out of the fields or helping a farmer or something like that. And let's see, we moved to Dayton. Ooh, Ethel May kind of had it easy. You hear what I'm saying?
Why do you say she had it easy?
She was on the tail end. Well, I mean, I was the oldest one, and then my sister Evelyn, and then Betty, and then Gloria, and then Ethel May, and then my brother. And the two last ones in the family, they had a lot easier than the older ones. But we all made it, and I guess for that we have to give thanks. It could have been so different.
Now, did your mom ever farm once your father died, or did she just live with your...
She worked in private family wherever she could find a job. But a lot of times the neighbors, if they had garden crops or they had something they thought she might be able to use, we'd get handouts, from people who were just trying to be kind.
How about clothes? How did you guys get your clothing
Oh. We had two dresses. You wear this one today and wash it, then you put the other dress on, you wear that tonight. Well, I mean, we were not dressed very nicely, but we were covered up, let me say that.
Now, did you sew? Were those homemade clothes, or were they store-bought clothes, or how did
Wherever
you
we could get them. A lot of times, some of the girls would find clothes at Goodwill or, well, I mean, we were shopping, you know. Oh, Mom, look at this. This cute. We could, maybe they'd sell the thing for 25, 30 cents. Clothes were not that high then.
Now, at Waterford, can you just tell me some of the was it only Stevens that lived up there, or what were some of the other families?
Mayo was the last. Mayo, Stevens, Maisie, who was Barnett. Those were our relatives.
Adams.
Yeah, Adams going.
And they all lived in that Waterford area.
Yeah. It might be 20 miles away, but that was called the Waterford area, let's say.
And how about in Longtown? What were some of the surnames there, the last names there of people that you lived with?
May, what were the names?
S. Clemens,
Epps.
Holland, Goins.
So I just have a question. Were the Goins that lived in Waterford the same Goins that lived in
No,
they're different Goins?
they're different.
Some of them spelled their name Goens,
Yeah.
Goins. That made them distinctive.
Because there's a lot of Goins that came up to Zanesville too.
Yeah, well, they were spreading out or so forth. Zanesville, okay, when they left the farm, they went to Zanesville or they went to Canton or some of them went to Cleveland. And then when they left Zanesville, there was a mob that went to Chicago. But after that business there fell through, a lot of them just came on back home. Didn't stay in Chicago.
Oh, so they didn't stay in
No,
Chicago. They mostly came home. And did any of your family members, other than, just your immediate family, go up to Chicago?
Uncle Lauren, remember?
Yeah, but he didn't stay that long. Well, I mean, he eventually moved back to Waterford. There's some girls that I was at OU with, and they have taught, and they got kids that went to Chicago big time. So they've left Ohio and gone to Chicago, hanging out with their kids or living close to them or something.
Now, you didn't mention this. I just want to go back because you had mentioned it to me before. You went to OU. When you went to OU to college, what did you want to do with your degree?
Teacher. Well, I mean, that was primarily, and then after I got there, I took a business course, or I wanted to work in business because I had worked at Wright-Patterson and Gentilly, and it was about 2 years in there. I had worked at other places. But then after I graduated, I just wanted to get married and have kids.
So did you work at all after you got married then?
No, I don't think so. I know McCall's, let me see how that went. When we had vacation or something, you could get a job there in the summer. Then during the wintertime, if you had a long weekend or a week or something, you could go to McCall's and they'd pay you and that'd help you with your change and so forth. But my thing primarily, after I started getting the business, I wanted to go to work for somebody.
Yeah.
And if I had gone to work, I probably still would have been out there looking for something because the business part of training and so forth no longer exists. They got all of these other machines and so forth that are doing fine for people.
So after you graduated from OU, you were married, so you never worked. You never really had to use.
No, I worked.
Oh.
I worked out at Wright-Patterson. I worked at McCall's, but it didn't last. Well, I mean, after, let's see, I'm trying to think. Al's mother died in December. We graduated in June, and his mother died in December, and I moved out there then. And I did work for the government because I'd had training in the government in Dayton. But after I got pregnant, I didn't work no more. I quit.
Oh,
My wife is not going to work. You don't have to work. So I never worked anywhere after that.
Now, did you want to work, or were you happy not working?
Sometimes you want to throw the kids so that you open up the door or something, because it can be as boring as I don't know what. But I took care, and I had the 5 kids, so that took the working off of the table.
Now, did you have any other social activities or recreation or outlets that you did as a working mother, the clubs you belonged to?
We had a Poquino club for a while, every Friday or every other Friday or something. You go and play cards. Every now and then somebody you knew would send you an invitation to go to a dance. But mostly it was just day-to-day stuff. And let's see, after the kids got grown, well, I mean, they delivered papers and you had to see that they did that correctly. And then when it snowed, somebody, Mrs. Vaughters, do you think your son can come and shovel our snow? And they'd go and make a couple bucks or something like that. But things kept on the move, so to speak.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Oh, okay, well, thank you very much.
That's okay. But 1950 to, what is this year?
2009.
59 years, that's a long time to try to remember things correctly. So I hope I haven't done you in.
Oh,
as
no,
the saying
no,
goes.
you haven't, not at all, not at
Okay.
all. I've got to get you to sign a paper that says it was okay that I interviewed you.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
And I'll send you a copy so you can watch.
Okay,
I
okay,
can give you a
okay.
copy. Do you have a pen I can borrow?
Sure.
I was president of PTA.
Oh, see, you didn't even mention that.
Okay, when the kids were in school, I think I lasted a couple of years.
Oh, okay. Vivian, right?
Correct.
See, you remember, even you remembered more this time than you did during your interview.
She did well. Yeah, I tried to stay in there because I already did mine.
When did you do yours?
Gloria and I.
Oh,
But you
okay.
did well.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
pressure was not on you today, right?
Right.
But you do what you can when you can and just hope everything turns out right. And I think by my grandfather being a minister, we got some very good upbringing. It wasn't a rich upbringing, but it was fairly decent.
So did he solely make his money from preaching, or did he have to farm?
He
and do
farmed, and then there was a young man, how old was Joe Manning? He came to, yeah, he came to, his parents had thrown him out and did him dirty, and Grandpa got him and took care of him, and he lived with them for several years. Uh-huh.
And did you say anything so far in the interview that you remember that you don't want us to use?
No,
Okay.
I'll be very proud. I did say that. She mistakenly heard me.
Well, we'll just go back to the tape. If you can just sign here and date and then print your name and your address so I know where to send it
Oh,
to.
Lordy. Maisie, you got to...
Is your address on your checks, Stone Mountain?
Yeah.
Would that be in your purse?
Yeah, I think so. If you can find my purse, I don't know. Okay, now you want me to sign my name?
Yeah, sign and date and then print your name and then she'll get your address.